I'm coming to you guys today with a very special kind of episode. This is kind of something I've always wanted to do ever since I started growing up in Pennsylvania. And quite frankly, in Pennsylvania, we've never got the opportunity to do this and to kind of just watch a whitetail deer grow and show off his genetics and grow into a pretty nice buck. And this year, since we had a great property to hunt, I figured I could do that, watch deer throughout the year and learn their patterns and age and things like that. Well, the whole story of what we call the bean buck actually happened 2 summers ago. Actually, yeah, 2 summers ago. When I was driving around looking for deer, I had spotted deer feeding on this piece of private and took notes. And it was actually one of the bucks that we called Teardrop, and jotted stuff down. Was watching deer and started keeping tabs on Teardrop. Well, we didn't have permission to deer hunt yet. We only have permission to turkey hunt. So I talked to my dad, he talked to the landowner, and the landowner allowed me to go in and fall turkey hunt the property. And so I'm in there hunting, and what you know, Teardrop steps out and just puts on a show for me. I just filmed the coolest buck ever. He's an 8-point with a drop tine coming out of the base of his antler. The coolest deer ever. Yeah, it's Saturday, November 2nd, and I literally just filmed the coolest. It's not the biggest buck I've ever filmed, but definitely the coolest buck I've ever filmed. He's a mainframe 8. He's a 5.5-year-old deer. He's a mainframe 8, but he's got a drop tine that comes. He's got a kicker that comes out and forks down. It's a drop tine. It's like the coolest rack I've ever seen. Well, later that day, I'm sitting on this pond. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, turkey hunting, because turkeys can come through at any hours of the day. And sure enough, I look, and here comes a button buck and a small basket 8-pointer. And I would have a lot more history and kind of encounters with that deer for the next year. So I'm watching him, and he's drinking, chasing that button buck around, and I noticed that he had a limp to him, and I suspected he had EHD. Well, I watch him, he bounds over, he jumps the fence. I never see him alive again. Well, all these reports start coming through of 2024 is the worst year ever for EHD, which is epizootic hemorrhage disease. The worst year in history. I'm running around with the biologist, we're collecting samples, we're seeing a lot of dead deer, and I'm just like, I hope this buck made it, because it would be a real shame him being a 1.5 or a year and a half old 8-pointer. I don't know what he's going to turn into, and so that would be a real shame. And never found him dead or anything like that, so I'm still hopeful that he held on. And I set up a trail cam, shotgun season comes through, I hunt in late muzz, I get no more encounters of this deer, and I set up a trail cam, and sure enough, it was either December or January, I get trail cam video of him coming through, and he's got no limp, and he is healthy as all can be, and he made it. Archery season surpassed the gun season, and he is healthy and has seemed to have beat EHD, and I'm like, yes. So fast forward about a month into February, I see him again, and he comes through, and he's on the opposite side of the property. So this deer is pretty much running around the whole property, and I've seen him in 3 different locations now. So fast forward to March, we don't find his sheds. Turkey season comes. Nothing. It's 2025 now. Summer rolls around. I start getting ready to bucks and start surveying different bucks and looking for bucks that we've had history with. Well, Dad and I go in to scout and hang tree stands, and as we're pulling out, this is like early August, we see a whole herd of bucks, bachelor group of bucks, run up and jump the fence. And I said to Dad, I go, it would be interesting to sit off of this fence one evening, hide in this tall grass, and watch these bucks come out and feed. And so I went in there a week later and actually saw one of our big mature bucks double beam. So I went in there a week later and actually saw one of our big mature bucks double beam come out of the tall grass, and just awesome encounter and footage with with what I estimated him to be 5 years old. And after that, a younger buck, a 9-pointer, steps out, and I'm looking at him, I'm glassing him, and I can see he's got this G2 here, this G3, this G2, G3, and I'm like, man, he looks similar. But what I figured out is that was the buck I had recorded last year. He made it. He's a 2-year-old now. One reason why we named him the Bean Buck is because he would bed right down in the beans, and right in the middle of the day, and then stand up at 3 o'clock, walk a few feet, bed right back down. And so we named him the Bean Buck. Summer comes and goes. I get a ton of velvet footage of this deer, like every single time. Like I could bet money on it that when I pulled up and started watching, he would be there. He would stand up. and go through the whole season, bunch of different bucks, good things like that. And September rolls around. Now they're starting to shed their velvet, and no sightings, no trail cam pictures, no sightings. It's like, okay, he's probably in some different area. We'll wait and see. Well, bow season comes. I hunt hard for the first 2 weeks. See a bunch of does, nothing, no bucks whatsoever. Early muzz comes, and opening day I have other obligations, so I'm unable to hunt. Dad and I head out one evening, and it was just rain and cold. We saw 2 does, that was it. And I said to Dad, hey, I'm going to go there's this little pond in kind of the northwest corner of the property. I'm going to go set up there over this water hole, because it's supposed to be like 50, 60. Go sit on that water hole and see what deer come into there. And he's like, okay, just make sure your wind's good and you sneak in and all that. Well, it's October 18th, and I'm on my way to hunt that piece of property that we bow hunted in the past. Seen a lot of nice bucks on trail cam, and actually this morning at 8 o'clock I had 2 bucks come into the watering hole, and it got down to like 48 degrees last night. So plan is to come here. I got the inline muzzleloader, and I'm gonna try to fill my tag tonight. I've hunted probably maybe 2. I've hunted only 1 day during early muzz. Had 2 does run in and didn't see much of anything else. And so with this cold front coming in, deer should be moving. So I'm gonna slip right down next to this watering hole and see what comes out. So hopefully we'll see you later. and it's just doe, button buck, doe fawn, every single deer, no bucks whatsoever. So I'm thinking, man, I should really pray for a buck. God's got lots of them. So I bow my head and I say, Lord, I'd really like a buck tonight, lest I brag. And so about an hour goes by, nothing. Another doe fawn and button buck come in, and I aim up on the button buck, and something inside of me tells me, how dare you underestimate God's power and His gifts that He can bestow upon you. I'm like, man, that hits hard. So it's like, all right, I'll hold off. I'll tell you what, I did not expect those deer and turkeys to come in, especially after that Jerdale blew at me. So I'm sitting there, and I catch movement out of the corner of my eye, and here comes a buck coming right down the hollow, and I look over my shoulder, and I'm pointed like completely wrong way. So he goes behind a tree. I pick up the gun. I'm trying to get the camera on him. Can't get the camera on him. I should have hit the 360 camera behind me, and it would have recorded everything. But I'm sitting there. He comes in. I range him 70 yards. Aim up. Boom! I shoot. He takes off running, loops around up on the hill, and runs out of sight. I think I just heard him crash. I think I just heard him crash. I think we just got a buck down. And I did not get it on film. Man. That was a nice buck too. He's young but nice. Oh, I know what buck that is. It's the bean buck. I got so many summer video of him. Nope, he's a 9. Look at this shot. Oh yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, you see where he rolled down? Thanks. Thanks. Alright. Alright, sounds good. Alright, sounds good. Thanks. Oh, he does. Yep. Thanks. Well guys, this is a deer that I all know and love. This is a buck we call the bean buck, and the reason why we call him the bean buck is because I got so much velvet footage of him in standing beans, and he just exploded from last year. He's a 2-year-old buck, so I basically said to my dad, I said, I'm taking any deer that comes out, whether it's a 2-year-old, 3.5-year-old, anything. It's the second to last day of the season, and we saw about a dozen deer tonight, and I tried to get the camera up, but he came in from my hard left. He actually came from behind me. I did not expect any deer to come in from behind, but we got in a stand about 3:30 and got situated, and there were just deer everywhere tonight. It was such a great night for deer, and I'm sitting there and I have 4 does come in right to the pond. They saw me, they blew, and then about half hour to 45 minutes later I had 3 more does come in, and then I had 2 does run down past me at 80-90 yards, kept on running, never stopped once, and then I saw 3 more does come in, which made it like 12 deer, and then I'm sitting and I look behind me and this buck starts coming in. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's a buck. It's like I'm taking a buck no matter what. And I guess patience just held out, and I was able to aim up. I tried getting the camera on him. I stopped him. I'm like, forget the camera, just harvest the deer, make a good shot, because he was already to my extreme left, and I feel so bad for not getting the footage for you guys, but I wanted to film my muzzleloader tag this year. This is my first early muzzleloader buck. Just a dandy of a buck, and I think the most rewarding thing so much about this buck, and why he's gonna stand so much and hold a place in my heart, is just the amount of history I have with this deer. This deer, believe it or not, had EHD really bad last year. He had EHD as a
young 1-year-old 8-pointer, and um and I was actually worried about him. I was worried, man, is this, and I don't like targeting younger bucks, but he has such a unique characteristic, such a unique basket, and I'm just thinking, it's like, oh man, it's like, I hope he makes it. And I just got trail cam pictures of this deer so much last year. And then actually a buddy of mine picked up he found one side of his shed when he was out riding his horse, and he said he's gonna give me the shed to this buck. So but just a very, very special deer. I got so much history with this deer, and to finally put him on the ground is truly a reward. I mean, I spent so much time during the months of July and August glassing deer from a little grass field in a soybean patch, and every single day I could imagine that I was going to see this buck. And so that's why we nicknamed him the Bean Buck, is because he would always bed right in the middle of the bean field, get up, feed for about half an hour, then move on and bed back down, and then stand back up in bed. And just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful chase. And I mean, he's a young deer, he's 2 years old, but when you put in as much work and the chase, I mean, I don't care if it's a 4-year-old, I don't care if it's a 3-year-old, 2-year-old. The fact you can get so much history with a deer and just watch him grow up, watch him go through struggles of winter, having EHD, it's just a huge, huge reward, and something I thoroughly enjoy, and just so happy that God blessed me with this nice buck. So I got the entire crew coming, and thoroughly blessed at a nice 9-pointer that God blessed me with, and just very, very blessed. So I'll catch you later.
Just by watching them all summer and last season, so pretty cool, and really excited. So thanks again for watching this. Sorry this got put out so late, but I kind of wanted one last deer hunt for January, and just awesome encounter. So like I said, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you on the next one. The story of the bean buck.